Pennsylvania plays host for USL soccer action tonight as the Pittsburgh Riverhounds come into town to play the Harrisburg City Islanders. Pittsburgh comes in with a record of 2-5-0 and Harrisburg with a record of 1-1-2. Hi everybody, I'm Chad Edwards along with Larry Julius. It's going to be a good one here tonight. We're excited to have the soccer season underway, our second broadcast of the season here in Invicta Sports. Larry, should be an interesting contest. Both of these teams off to a little bit of a struggling start. Pittsburgh in 7th place overall in the standings, Harrisburg in 10th. Pittsburgh coming off a 3-0 loss to LA, and of course Harrisburg with a 2-2 tie in Richmond. But it should be an interesting one. It's always a big battle here on the island.
Well, again, I mean, we've been doing this for a couple of years, and we always seen Harrisburg come off with a little bit of a slow start, but they always fire up at the right time. And I think that's the key for them in the beginning of the season is to make sure they develop a little continuity, some consistency, and then fire themselves up towards the end.
They're calling this the Keystone Derby, the new name for this matchup here each time that Harrisburg and Pittsburgh play. Let's take a look at the keys for tonight's game. Pittsburgh, who of course is, they've been off to a little bit of struggle, can't put the ball in the net it seems like lately. What's the keys for them to win here tonight?
Well, they have to maintain shape. They have to keep the ball moving, maintain the shape. They want to come out more of a professional style by keeping and connecting their passes, and then obviously they want to hit their passes. So if they don't connect, they're going to have a hard time developing rhythm, and of course at that point then Harrisburg's going to feed on that, and it could be a nasty result for Pittsburgh.
And connecting and moving the ball a little bit more professionally, as the assistant coach was saying to me, is going to help with those opportunities that they're getting up top to finally get some finishes.
And what I think he means by that is by giving each other good balls. Not just putting guys in a hospital situation where they're giving them half balls, giving them good complementary passes, balls that they can keep the ball moving, keep it hot, sting it to the feet, and then obviously play through when they need to.
Sounds good. What's the keys for Harrisburg now tonight?
Well, for them, they're on their island, so they got to make sure they get up on top first. That's the main thing they have to do is make sure they get the first goal. Secondly, they need to make sure that they are making better decisions in the final third. That's something they struggled with in the past, especially beginning of the season. They need to do that tonight. And lastly, they need to make sure in transition they get back. It can't be a half effort. It's got to be all or nothing. They got to get up, they got to get down, and make sure that they keep their shape as well.
And it's always a tough game in games in this league, so you want to win at home. Obviously, you got to take those victories. It's already tough enough to win on the road, so you got to get those home victories.
Well, also their field is in great shape always in the beginning of the season. As you know, by mid-June, late July, it has some sort of a disease that it ends up in trouble, and they start to get it a little bit thicker, and it plays a little bit more moist. So while they have the field in the condition that they do, they need to play some good football.
Few players to take a look at. Of course, Nunez for Pittsburgh, he's off. He's got 14 shots on goal, so he's getting opportunities. He's just got to finish when he gets those opportunities. Better shots, better decisions on the ball. Switching over and taking a look at Harrisburg. Harrisburg's got 2 players that are in the rankings right now. Of course, JT Noon is off and running. He's got several goals on the season. And then we take a look at Jason Pelletier in the midfield for them. Jason, he's got 2 assists on the season. Those 2 players are really starting to put things together for Harrisburg. And then you got players like Langley and others that need to step up now and start putting the ball in the net.
Well, and again, the key is for them. They have to find that goal scorer. They have to find that consistency as far as coming through the middle, up on top, knocking balls down, and finishing. They have to have that in order to be a contender at the end.
Sounds good. It's a beautiful night here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We've got some great action coming up. Pittsburgh needs to win one on the road and start to build back and get into a positive season. Harrisburg needs a big one at home as well. Stay with us. Coming up next, USL Soccer, Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, right here on Invicta Sports.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
CDFullDayCamps.com. Charlie Fortney's amazing full-day summer sports and activity camps. 2nd through 8th graders. 10-week option. Only $140 per week. Soccer, baseball, basketball, and more. CDFullDayCamps.com.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here, from delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here, from fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
The neurologist said, you will lose the ability to swallow, to breathe. You will die. I asked the neurologist, why? If we could transplant hearts, couldn't we also replace damaged motor neurons?
Jennifer devoted the last 6 years of her life to wiping out ALS. Project ALS has created a new paradigm for disease research.
We know the goal. We want to get a cure for ALS.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
There you see our national anthem underway here as we're just about ready to kick off here for tonight's USL matchup between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh, and they're calling it the Keystone Derby. I think that's a great name. They're going to start trying to work on this a little bit more and build it up and get the youth programs involved as well. Hopefully throughout the process, you see both teams shaking hands. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight, Larry. We'll take a look at Pittsburgh to start here. Pittsburgh, of course, comes in with that record of 2-5-0. They've been struggling as of late. They come off a loss 3-0 against the LA Blues, but there you see the starters. Of course, the player that we want to take a look at that we've been talking about, we talked about in the pregame as well, is Nunez, number 25. He's got 14 shots on goal. He's ranked 6th right now in terms of shots. So we want to take a look at him. And, of course, on the other side, Anthony Calvano, of course, used to play for the Islanders last year. Anthony, 12 fouls, ranked 2nd in the league on that. But that's because he's a hard player as well. Take a look at the Harrisburg starters. Some new names we've talked about throughout the first game as well, but there's some names to take a look at there. We got Pelletier, of course, with 2 assists on the season, off to a good start. He is ranked 4th right now in the assists, and of course, with 4 points and ranked 15th, we got JT Newman, and there's your starters for tonight. Of course, Noble getting the call in the goal for Harrisburg, and Gilstrap getting the call in goal tonight for Pittsburgh. So it should be a good one, Larry.
Should be a great game, Chad. Again, beautiful night for soccer here on the island. The field looks as good as it's ever looked. The weather couldn't be any better than what it is, and the crowd looks like it's still trickling in. Of course, it's a little tough getting from downtown. And of course, people are leaving downtown from work, and it's tough to get in. So, no baseball games tonight, though, so that shouldn't be too bad.
All right, both teams taking the field. There you see the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and of course, Anthony Calvano in the middle of that. A big name and a big player here for Harrisburg the past few years, I should say. And Anthony getting a good job, and of course, started his young family, him and his wife having their first baby a few months ago, and he got a good opportunity, and he's out there. It's good to see that he's still able to keep playing as well. So they're now located in Pittsburgh, and it's good to see him back on the island as well. So
yeah, he's doing it's a little clinic. It's called Soccer Shots with little school academies for kids, kitty kicker type stuff.
Yep.
And he had an opportunity to take advantage of that out in Pittsburgh, and certainly I'm glad to see that he's got the opportunity to still play too.
Excellent. And he's always a strong player. You know, I've always said all along, it's amazing how many headers he can win for as little as he is. So.
Well, he's got tremendous timing. I mean, you know, we've talked about that in the past. He's got tremendous timing, and not always is the biggest guy is going to win it. If you go up at the right time, and he's got tremendous leaping ability as well. He's strong, he's quick, and he gets up. He times them well, and you know, he's been a stellar back here for Harrisburg for many years.
Exactly. So we're off and running here as Pittsburgh with the kick to start the game here for tonight.
Capital Blue Cross is a proud supporter of the City.
Calvano with the throw in, ball knocked down now by Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh foul coming up here. We'll take a look and see what happened on that one.
Nations in the area. Visit capbluecross.com/healthy-family-fun.
I think the foul was against Pelletier, but we'll have the restart here for Pittsburgh. Harada will take the free kick here. Harada we've seen several times on the island here. He is from Japan, been playing for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds for a while now. Always a tough player, good player for them. Harada over the ball right now, sends this one inside the box. And right on that back door was Calvano getting up from that defensive position. So right away, Pittsburgh bringing it right to Harrisburg. Larry, like they talked about, they needed to, start to put some things together and do some more in that final third, and they're starting to do that. And Harrisburg, of course, said they had to defensively regroup and be ready for the turnovers.
Yeah, again, it's important that, obviously they're both here to feel each other out, but it's important that Harrisburg does not give anything up early on and then puts their back against the wall. Right now, I know each team is trying to feel each other out, but obviously Pittsburgh gets a restart in their offensive third, so they're going to take advantage of that. And a good high ball in, for me, maybe a little too lofty, a very difficult ball to get underneath and snap a header in. But needless to say, it's a little pressure on Harrisburg, which Harrisburg does not need right now.
Ball sent up here by Nick Noble. Headed on. BG trying to gather that one in, guarded hard by Calvano. Pelletier sends it all the way back now. Andrew Marshall with it. Marshall plays it to the far side. Sent ahead there by Duckett. Islanders strike. Ball down that far side now. Trying to get there for the Islanders. And can't get there.
It's a nice build-up by Harrisburg. A little patient, a little inside-outside ball. They're trying to find the inside ball to squeeze the other team together a little bit. And then Welker's ball just a little heavy, I thought, for Touré. But good build-up for Harrisburg, something that they can build on.
Trying to hit Saney Torrey on that far side. They really need to get him in the mix a little bit more here. Billy Betcher had mentioned to me before the game when I had a chance to talk to him that they really got to take advantage of stuff in that final third, and they got to finish. And one of those things is they got to start getting the ball on the foot of Saney Torrey, let him go one-on-one, take it to the goal, and really force things to happen. And that's something that we didn't see in their loss here in their first home opener, as well as Torrey, while he did have some opportunities, they weren't some great opportunities, for some finishes. So he's got the skill, he's got the talent, he can take the players on one-on-one. We got the short grass right now, like you'd mentioned in our pregame, because it's nice and it's in good shape. It's really plays into his game.
Again, if you remember Chad last year, he came off the bench quite a bit and was an impact.
That's right.
And I think the key for him would be that he would impact this game, not just the first half of the match, but the entire match. And last year, I don't think he had the sustainability to play the full 90.
Right.
And this year, I think he's going to probably be called upon to do so, minus the players that they had in the past. So, again, they're going to probably try to find his feet. Like you said, I think it'd be great if they could and see if he can go 1v1. I would probably ask him to stay a little higher than come back too deep, but that would be me.
Here's Torrey with it now. Torrey waits, stops, tries to let that one go. It's blocked, and out of the goal to gather it up as Gilstrap, rather, so he doesn't give up the corner kick.
And that's a great example right there, Chad, is that he dropped back fairly deep, and then when he went back at him, it was 1v4, 1v5, opposed to 1v1. And, as a forward, as an attacker, you always want them in the best possible numerical advantage you can. And if they can go 1v1, then you're doing yourself justice. 1v4, 1v5, I wouldn't ask that of them.
Pittsburgh working this near side of the field, trying to move it up for Seth, and that one knocked ahead. Calvano gets a play on it. Now Welker with it for Torrey. Torrey outside for Noon. And a nice defensive play there, but going down hard also, injured on the play. Looks like maybe he fell on his arm or something, Larry? Looks like he's holding that left shoulder. Yeah, he's favoring the left shoulder, so he may have fell funny on that, sliding in to knock that out. Rocco for
Umbro, true to soccer since 1924.
Pittsburgh, you see him slowly moving from Hudson, Ohio. Take a look at the replay and see if we can see what happened on it here. Ball comes down in for Noon. Oh, yeah, you just saw he fell funny, and looks like he kind of cranked that shoulder up.
Looked like he hyperextended a little bit.
Yeah.
Came out a little too far.
Good to see he's still moving around, though. Ball sent up, headed on by Marshall. Ball ahead for Langley. Langley loses that one on the far side of the field. Pittsburgh quickly to the outside. Ball played back again here for Cottage. Cottage able to win that one still. Now stolen by Pelletier for Harrisburg. Pelletier ahead for Sandy Torre. Torre for Langley, and that one nicely defended there and sent away by Flunder for Pittsburgh. Player down in the center of the field is that Herrera. It looks like Herrera down. Pittsburgh still playing the ball. Herrera is almost back to his feet. And they're looking for maybe the stoppages. They'll play this one off the side. No, they will not. Pittsburgh's going to attack that far side of the field. Ball down inside, and nice play there by Harrisburg to knock that one away. Marshall out of bounds. Streaking in there was Nunez for Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Happy to have you here watching tonight on USL Live through UNation. If you're enjoying our coverage, of course, in Pittsburgh, thanks for tuning in and watching. We'll do our best to make sure we represent Pittsburgh as well as Harrisburg here, as this is just a fantastic league in the USL Pro here. We enjoy bringing you all the action all season long here from the Harrisburg City Island, and this tonight, the Keystone Derby between Pittsburgh and Harrisburg. Calvano will send it outside now. DB Baca sends it ahead now for Herrera. And Herrera almost come up with it. Here comes the Islanders trying to work it out. Brandt with it in the center, back for Brandt. They'll switch it up to the far side now for Duckett. Nice crowd on hand actually for a Wednesday night here, Larry, as they're still filtering in. Like I said, it's tough for people sometimes to get out of work and then get down here, but a pretty good crowd on hand here. Nice ball down the center of the field. Pittsburgh sending some balls over the top here early.
Well, again, that's a great game plan from Pittsburgh to try to penetrate early on, try to bypass some of the smaller balls, even though they have played a few, and try to test the back four a little bit. See what those back two can do. You have a rookie center back right now playing with Marshall. Test them a little bit. Go over the top. Come up a little bit short. Go into the feet. So, I mean, their game plan so far, and eventually you'll probably see them settle it down a little bit and start stroking the ball around a little bit. But right now, to go at them and try to go a little deeper, it's not a bad thought. And they've gotten in a couple times so far. The balls have been a little bit slow, meaning they've been lofted a little too much, but they have gotten in.
And of course, not in the lineup tonight, Dustin Bixler, talking to Billy Betcher, the coach of the Harrisburg City Islanders before tonight's game, said that he had a hamstring injury. And also one thing to mention as well is just getting back into it is Richard Costanzo, because he had a knee injury as well for Pittsburgh and had a lot of work done on that during the offseason. So he's back, which is a plus for Pittsburgh as well. And hopefully Bixler for the Harrisburg City Islanders will be back soon as well.
Well, I certainly suspect, once he's healthy, he's their pillar.
Yes.
He's their captain, he's their leader. He has been for many years now. The fact that at his age he went and had knee surgery, full reconstruction, he came back.
Yep.
That's a testimony to his character and the fact that he is such a good player. And these guys need him. Now, again, they have a rookie in there, still a very good player. I mean, Tommy Brandt, I've known him since he's 9 years old. Fantastic player. I knew he had a bright future this game the first time I saw him. So, needless to say, they're not losing anything. But again, you get used to counting on those two pillars. You have Marshall and Bixler sitting in the middle, eating every ball up that comes through. I'm sure they'll feel much more comfortable when he is back.
Pittsburgh's trying to break out of their backfield now. Nice hustle up front by TJ Noon. Ball played aside now by Cottage. Cottage lost it ahead now for Pittsburgh, or for Harrisburg rather. That one rolls to Gilstrap. Gilstrap out of Asheville, North Carolina. Sends this one up down this near side. And letting it go out of bounds will be number 13, Stephen Basso for the City Islanders. Quick throw down inside for Torre, headed on by Calvano for Pittsburgh. Riverhounds in the center of the field, still with control. They'll play it outside. Pelletier's going to come up with it for Harrisburg. Pelletier waits. Langley with the overlap ahead for BG now, and BG sends it down inside, and that one's going to be knocked off the end line. We'll have a corner kick, the second of the game now for the City Islanders.
There's a transition that Coach Betcher was talking about, Chad, where, you know, they get a turnover, they're breaking out of the back, they all went with numbers, and they got MBG in pretty quick and then have a good scoring opportunity. So in transition so far, Harrisburg's been doing very well.
And switching things up. Ball sent in. Headed on there by Herrera, and that was going to go off the end line for a throw-in for the Harrisburg City Islanders. So 2 corner kicks so far for Harrisburg. They went with the short kick on the first one. This one they sent in the box. Pittsburgh doing a good job defending there. There you see Nunez for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. 14 shots on goal this season, so he's getting to the net.
Again, you know, you got to look at how they register shots. So, Chad, I mean, anything on frame is a shot. So if it's a worm burner through the grass, it's a shot. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And actually, it could be a great shot, hit the post, and it wouldn't be considered a shot.
Right.
Oddly enough.
Right. Far side of the field. Pittsburgh moving the ball. Now they try and push it forward. Duckett sends that one ahead. Pelletier lets it go for Langley. And now Langley taken down hard over there. Big battle over there on the far side. Some good physical play here on the island. Both these teams very physical every time they play here and in Pittsburgh. It's always a good battle. Neither one likes to give anything. So we're in for a good one here tonight. 0-0 in our 12th minute of play. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports. Thanks for tuning into our broadcast tonight, whether you're watching here on ABC 27's RTV channel, or whether you're watching live tonight here on USL Live and U-Nation.
You know, Harrisburg and Pittsburgh are both sitting in with a 4-5-1 formation, Chad. Neither one of them really want to open up just yet. The team that does is going to create the more scoring opportunities at this point. I'm kind of waiting to see. It looks like Pittsburgh kind of fluctuates a little bit. You know, on offense they go to a 4-4-2, and then defensively they slide back to a 4-5-1. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who opens the game up first. But so far, neither team really wanting to play all to the wall yet.
Pittsburgh, of course, when we started this first half, they come out striking first, put the pressure on immediately, had a couple opportunities, and kind of did that for about the first three minutes or so. And then Harrisburg has started to put the game together now defensively, and also winning those battles in the midfield so far. For the majority of this first half, I should say.
Well, everything's so compact. I mean, yeah. You see Pittsburgh right now, they're tight, they're compact, they're organized, their shape is good. They haven't let a whole lot through penetrating-wise with any kind of intent. They've done a nice job with that, and Harrisburg has as well. However, I do think at some point one of these teams is going to have to open up and try to play a little bit. And you saw Pittsburgh just step up here, and they tried to shorten the field, and they got really compact. They went to a 4-4-2, a flex, and they got tight, got compact, and they baited Noble into playing a long ball, and as soon as he went to strike it, all back four for Pittsburgh dropped. And as soon as they dropped, then the ball dropped right into their wheelhouse, and they got it under their possession, and then, of course, then they came out with it.
Here's Langley, tries to play it in for Torre. Torre has that taken away. Langley almost comes up with it. Welker for JT Noon, and Noon puts that one on goal but over. So a good series of passing there between the City Islanders to get their first good strike on the goal area.
Great sequence of a couple quick knocks, a little bit of individualism, and with Torre up on top like that, again, he's got to release that. He got inside the 18, he's got to take a quicker release. Unfortunately, because he's got such a long stride, he's not able to really take that real quick short touch and then have a crank. It was more loping. Of course, that's how they got in and got the ball.
But they were able to pick apart that defense of Pittsburgh and get that opportunity on goal.
Agreed, yep.
So we're in our 14th minute, 0-0. We're going to pause so we can hear from some of our sponsors. Stay right here with us.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here, from delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here, from fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, We've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
Back to action here. Calvano brings that down, still with it. Anthony Calvano sends it ahead. This ball played there. Calvano will play it to the outside. Anthony Calvano from Long Beach, California. Players from all over the country and really all over the world that come and play in the USL Pro. I think it's great since they merged the USL 1 and 2. We're starting to see a lot more of the back and forth of players moving up and getting some experience in the pro that are signed to MLS teams, and we also see players that are coming from the pro up into the MLS teams. I think this league is stronger and better for it, for that merger of the USL 1 and 2, and you know, evident is Harrisburg has sent several players now up into the MLS and are doing very well.
And they have. I mean, the relationship they have with the Philadelphia Union is a very close one. I know Coach Betcher speaks to them frequently. I know he speaks to John Hackworth, and I know for a fact that they're in constant contact, and that relationship of players coming down and getting work here, whether it be in a rehab stint or whether it be in a stint where they need to get some minutes for some of the younger players, has been great. And Coach Betcher's always done a very nice job of doing that.
Ball outside now for Welker on this near side. Welker waits, pulls it back. Beji tries to send that one in, misfires on it. Ball squeaks all the way across to the top of the 18 and moved out now. Nunez trying to get there, can't. Bassel will settle it down for the Islanders. Pelletier. Far side now for Andrew Marshall. Langley over the ball now for the Islanders. Still with it. Goes to make a move, stepped on top of it out there. And here comes Pittsburgh the other way now. Riverhounds will play this near side of the field. DB Baca will take it down this near side. Pereira has that one taken away, but wins it right back. Tries to send it in the center. He does. JT Noon hustling hard out there to try and win it back. Pittsburgh still with control, though. They'll switch it up. Looks to that far side of the field. Ball settled down, trying to make the turn on it there was Cottage. Lost it, center of the field. Referee had to dive down as Pelletier jumped over top of him.
That's a tough ball that Cottage brought down on the right side out there, Chad.
Absolutely, great takedown.
55-yard ball off the thigh. That's a tough ball.
Noon just being patient now as the Islanders looking to try and set things up. We were able to get through that tough defense back there for Pittsburgh, who's kind of sank in there and really stiffened it up inside the box. Torre went down there for a moment, still down on the ground. Nunez trying to chase this one down. Marshall, I think, is going to play it out. No, he'll just play it ahead. Torre is back on his feet. Pelletier now trying to switch it up in the middle for JT Noon. Cottage trying to get in there, couldn't, as Langley kept control. And now the ball comes all the way back. And it'll be gathered in here by Seth. Seth sends it across. Pittsburgh working that far side of the field, and that one intended for Nunez goes off the sidelines. We'll have a Harrisburg throw-in. We've played 18 minutes and 14 seconds, 0-0 in our first half of play. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports. Thanks for tuning in and watching, and a big thank you to our sponsors this year, Dauphin County Commissioners and the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. And of course, we thank you for watching on USL Live, and we'll take a look here, USL Pro on Facebook. Visit them at facebook.com/USL Pro. Find out all the information about the USL, stats, players, games, and so forth. Ball on the far side now, Duckett on the overlap, gets to it in the corner, sends this one near that back post. Great job off his line, Hunter Gilstrap, to gather that one in for Pittsburgh.
Great ball whipped across, very dangerous. Gilstrap doesn't come up with that, that's in the back of the net.
Pittsburgh starting to move the ball a little better here the last few minutes or so, Larry. But Harrisburg just quickly closing down the space as Pittsburgh is working hard to keep things moving. DB Baca called offsides there, but they're starting to connect more passes, and they're starting to at least move the ball a little better in the middle of the field right now.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Chad. Their intent is there. You certainly can see what they're trying to do. I think that they're underestimating the fact that the grass is a little thick. and they're not necessarily stinging the ball into the feet like they should. So they're kind of putting their teammates under a little bit of pressure because they're playing the ball. To my unliking is that they're playing a little too slow. You know, so the intent is there, but it needs to be a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper. Their last pass is too predictable. You see the windup, you see it coming long, and unfortunately they don't have the pace up on top to break in behind them. It's going to need to be something quick right in front of the top of the D, a little slip ball or a little combination. They just don't have that breakaway pace that Harrisburg has.
Ball played off here. It'll be a Pittsburgh throw-in. You see Basso for Harrisburg along with D.B. Baca for Pittsburgh. Galvano with the throw-in. Nunez leaves it for D.B. Baca. Long ball down that far side now by Herrera. Now sent in the center of the field. Marshall's there for the Islanders. Turns it up. Sends it up and out of play and out of danger.
The Ramada Inn, Harrisburg Hershey, is a proud sponsor of the Harrisburg City Islanders. Located off I-81, the Ramada Harrisburg Hershey.
USL Live and U-Nation is the league's official online video channel. Check out more than 80 USL Pro games on USLLive.com. Ball sent in, headed on just over the bar. Great snapper header there by Matt Castle for Pittsburgh. Nicely played in ball as well.
That was a great ball. I mean, again, if it's a little bit more pacey where they whip the ball in, it makes his job a little bit easier. Right now, he has to go up and snap that ball. Although, again, it was a good ball. If it's a little bit more firm, then it makes his job a little bit easier just to connect the header and just direct it to the goal. Right now, he has to get up, and you notice he had to really get in and try to head it, and it makes life a little bit harder for him.
Yep, exactly. You just saw that snapper go over. Forces the player to have to really put some more on the back of that ball.
You know, as a coach, Chad, you're always trying to encourage your players to whip the ball in. It's an easier misdirect for your players if you do it that way.
Langley on the far side, fighting hard with Costanzo. Langley still with it. Ball sent in. I think it went off Costanzo. Yes, it did, for a corner kick now for the Islanders. That'll be their third of the game. So Langley taking it all the way to the net.
Corner kick for the City Islanders. And this corner kick.
Harrisburg needs to capitalize on one of these. They've had several corners from that side. They need to capitalize.
You see Jason Pelletier take the kick from Middletown, PA, right here in central Pennsylvania. Ball sent out. Langley able to take it down. Langley gets a shot off on goal, and that one just tipped up and over. Nice takedown and shot by Morgan Langley for the Harrisburg City Islanders.
Great individual footwork on Morgan. Slips a nice ball in. Put himself in a position to be successful. Open himself up. Excellent shot.
There you saw the replay there. The ball comes down. Turns, gets the shot off, and flicked up over top.
Equally up to the task was Gilchrist with a great save.
Absolutely. Pelletier sends the corner in again. That one quickly headed out. And a ball driven back in there by Marshall, and it'll go off for a Harrisburg throw-in.
I'll tell you, Chad, I like that, and I'll tell you why I like that. He came up, they're coming out, and if he gets a hold of that with all that crowd in front of the net, a slight deflection of any kind, that ball's in the back of the net, even though it was from 40 yards out. If he gets a hold of that better, that was dangerous. I do like that.
Far side, overlap by Duckett. Duckett just drives this one near the far post. And it looked like Morgan, or check that rather, Sandy Torre gave up on it there.
You know what? That's a great ball. He knows he's got his hands up in the air. He's saying, hey, Duckett, I'm sorry. You know, it's a great ball.
He's got to keep that run.
That was one of the best balls of the night. And Duckett's been very, very lethal from that side. That was one of the best balls of the night.
And for the young players out there watching, we just talked about the great opportunity that Pittsburgh had, and that's exactly what you were talking about putting more pace on the ball and getting that ball, firing it in there. And if a forward is able to get a foot on it or head on it or whatever it is, all they have to do is redirect it instead of trying to power it on goal.
Absolutely, and that's the difference. That's the key.
Torre with a shot, a save made there by Gilstrap. So Torre with an opportunity there. He's got to finish those.
You know what, Chad, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and of course, you know, that's us up here, and we call ourselves the armchair quarterback sitting here because we're not actually playing. But needless to say, he's got perfect position. The goalkeeper was set up. That's a little lift to the back post. You know, that's what a seasoned veteran would do, where he can now then, he had the time just a little lift, a little chip to try to beat him with power. He had all the angles covered. You know, not a great decision, but again, I agree with you. He's got to finish it.
With a loaf of bread and a lovable bear. Today, we're the most widely distributed.
So we're 25 minutes in our first half. Stay with us. We're going to take a pause so we can hear from our sponsors.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking. Exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
Center of the field here. Harrisburg will gather the ball in.
A little frustration on the forward from Pittsburgh's.
Shot taken there. What a great strike from Andrew Welker.
Great strike. Caught him off guard. Gilchrist has a fingertip save right there.
Take a look at the replay on this. Welker's got the whole net to choose from, and I tell you what, he gets a great strike on this. The ball's going to fade away from the goal as well. Great shot, and even a great save as well from Hunter Gilstrap, getting out there, getting that glove on it.
Absolutely. But you know what, against Chad, that was a great combination play from the back to the wing and back inside again. It was great stuff by Harrisburg.
Headed on, we're going to have over the top there Brandt on Harrisburg, so they're going to send it back over to Pittsburgh.
Walters Services is a family-owned business who provides friendly and dependable services for all events. Whether you need services,
I have to tell you, what a great story, and I hope I'm doing it at the right time, but what a great story about Tommy Brandt to actually see him play at this level today.
You were telling me about the story. Tell me about it. I love hearing about these players and how they got to where they're at.
You know, my first club that I had started back in '97, Tommy probably was a young boy. I would say probably
old?
8 or 9.
I'm just kidding.
And he showed up at our first training environment from Palmyra, PA, in cutoff jeans, a pair of miter shoes that had a big rip in the side. They were plastic. And from that point, I said, that kid's going to be special. I could just tell he was going to be special. And needless to say, you know, he went on to do very well as a youth player and went to the University of Penn, which is prestigious as far as an Ivy League school. And
absolutely.
Now he's here playing in the USL Pro. I'm sure he's ecstatic about that. His parents, wonderful family. I've known him for many, many, many years. Haven't seen him in a long time, but just followed him anywhere he went. Just an amazing family.
Outstanding. Again, like Larry said, out of Palmyra, PA, right here in central Pennsylvania. Great to see the local products coming back. All the hard work that you and all the coaches and all the clubs in central Pennsylvania, whether it's the PA Classics or whether it's the CASA organizations or Lower Dauphin, all of you guys put in a lot of time to train these young men and women and give them something that builds character and teaches them, you know, hard work and sportsmanship and all those things that later on in life really pays big dividends for them in the workplace as well.
Well, you know, soccer when I first came here back in '89, and of course left for many years and then came back and played towards the end, but there was no soccer fields anywhere. You didn't see them. And nowadays they're everywhere. There's premier clubs everywhere. There's top-level players going on to play in the national teams coming out of our area, very small area.
Absolutely.
It's truly amazing, and you know, it's great for us to be a part of it. You know, to be honest with you, it's a tremendous opportunity for us as much as it is for us to be able to give back to the kids.
Brian Mbiji with a shot on goal there, got the turn. And a nice save by Hunter Gilstrap for Pittsburgh. Ball will run off the sidelines. We'll have the throw in on the far side. Flunder will take the throw. You see Sterling Flunder from Tacoma, Washington for Pittsburgh. Sends that one down in. Far side now. Michael Seth. Is that one knocked away? Seth will take the throw. crowd on hand here for a Wednesday as I look across there. And we've got a foul, and we'll have, actually it's going to be a throw-in on the far side.
At this level, that should be a fine to misthrow a ball. I mean, at this level, I mean, if I'm the coach sitting there, I'm scratching my head thinking, how did that just happen?
Well, you know, the funny thing about that, Larry, is if you watch the pro games, there's not a lot of them that are correct throw-ins.
You're probably right. They just don't even waste their time asking them to rethrow them.
Exactly. You know, unless it's a deep in an end,
yeah,
you almost, you know, it's not like there's a huge advantage off of throw-ins in the game of soccer unless you're, you know, in the offensive end and you got somebody that can really chuck the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so that's.
Well, to be fair, Chad, you know, U.S. Soccer did a study on this a few years ago on throw-ins, and many times the defensive team, 95% of the time, the defensive team won the ball back.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That is interesting.
95% of the time that the defensive team won the ball back.
Very interesting. Harrisburg with another corner kick. The quick restart. Ball chipped in by Noon, far post over the head of Torre. Trying to get there and keep it in play, and does. No, he does not. It'll go off the end line. We'll have a goal kick here.
See, this was my concern for Torre, is that he really has not yet but once maybe impacted the game. So we're 30 minutes into it. He's not got enough touches. For me, as a forward, you want the ball under their feet to get them acclimated to the game, get their speed of play high, get them involved. The more they get involved, the more confidence they get. Those players are the ones that you have to encourage all the time to have a short memory. As you miss, you got to come right back at it again. But even though we know as coaches, in the back of their mind, they know they have to be involved. They have to get touches. They have to have balls played into them. And I have yet to see, other than once or twice, him be very dangerous off the dribble. You know, and I think that's where I was saying to you when he was coming in the last 30 of last year, or maybe the last 40, 45, he was impacting the game. You know, it was later in the game. The other team was a little bit fatigued. So now he's fresh. He's running at teams. My concern is that he gets lost a little bit here in the first half, and hopefully he can sustain a high work rate in the second half.
So as a coach then, Larry, later on during the game, you get into that second half, you get into that 55th, 60th minute. If you still haven't got the production out of a player like Torre, then is that when you make a change for a player like him up top?
You'd have to. And, you know, again, if it's a 0-0 game, or even if it's a 1-0 game, you would, because, you know, you'd want to make sure that your forwards are fresh.
Ball sent in inside the box, no one going after it, and that one just wide of the mark by Langley. Looked like two players that weren't sure who was going to take it, and then Langley put a foot on it.
Lack of communication, of course, Chad, right there. No question about it.
Take a look at it again here, and we'll see if we can see what happened in the middle here. Here's Mbiji bringing it down, sends it straight across. Yeah, Pelletier left it for, it looked like Langley and Pelletier both wanted it. Langley got there first.
That's got to be Pelletier's ball. I'm sorry, it's on his strong foot.
And he's running at the net.
Absolutely.
Nice switch here by the Islanders for Mbiji. Mbiji brings that one down. Mbiji and Calvano on this near side. In for Torre. Torre chips it in. And that one knocked out by Pittsburgh Riverhounds as Harada, I should say. Got a foot on it. Ball down that far side. Not a bad ball played in there. Duckett really didn't step up on that one. Could have made it a really dangerous play there, as Seth had a step on him over the top.
Duckett showed some very good composure. Duckett showed some very good composure in that ball over the top. It was good, very patient. Nunez, I think, made a bad choice there, trying to strike a ball rolling away from him like that. I think that's a ball he's going to have to take a touch on and then strike it, but the ball's rolling away and he mishit that. But needless to say, it was a great lofted ball from Dabaka coming from this side.
Gilstrap sends it up and back into play. Duckett getting a play on that one. Going up strong. Grada comes up with it for Pittsburgh. Going to play it outside to this near side now for C. Dabaka. C. Dabaka taking it down in, brings it to the end line, looking for the cross. Sends this one near the far post. And that one's going to go up and out of play. We'll have a goal kick here for the Islanders.
Goal kick for the City Islanders. And the City Islanders are proud to support the Central Pennsylvania Blood Bank. Stop by the Capital City Mall this Friday.
I want to thank you for watching us here on Invicta Sports. You can check us out, send us your feedback. You can do that by following us on Twitter at Invicta Video, or like us on Facebook, facebook.com/InvictaHD. You can find out all about the different activities we're doing, the sports, when we'll be back doing USL soccer, so on and so forth. So follow us on both Twitter and Facebook.
Thank you for your support.
You can also find out more information at www.invicta.net. Gilstrap coming up with that, but it looks like he had a collision with Langley. We'll take a look here. Referee talking to Langley. I don't think he's going to get a card. Ball comes in, and Langley trying to go for it right there. And looks like they maybe knocked knees when he was trying to jump over him. Nothing really, I don't think any intent there on that one.
No, completely inadvertent. I mean, you got to give Langley a little credit for staying with the play, Chad. How often do you see forwards give up on a play like that?
Exactly.
He did very well there, and it absolutely did not deserve a talking to. It was good stuff.
Kickoff at 6 p.m. Remember, it's a 6 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. Bring your friends and family to
Ball set up, headed on by Nunez. Settled down by Pelletiers. He sends it up. Calvano able to gather it in for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh trying to work it forward. Nunez had some time to really turn on that. And we've got a foul now here. Oh, and they're calling the foul. I thought it was going to go the other way, and BG went down. I'm not quite sure.
I'd
We'll
love
have
to see the replay on that
one.
I'd love to see the replay on that.
We'll take a look at it here and see what happened. It looked like Calvano had the ball. Ball comes back out. We'll see it come over here, right here. Calvano, oh yeah, just kind of grabbed a hold of him. BG's head, tried to pull him down, so that was the foul actually. And BG coming in a little hot on that as well. There you see Brian and BG from Kenya.
We're seeing a change here in the 36th minute. This is unusual. There must be an injury here.
Sani Torre is coming out, and Ekra is entering the game.
Substitution for the City Islanders.
Here you see Jan Ekra from the Ivory Coast. So we'll see if he can open things up top here.
That's an interesting time to sub.
Ball sent in, and that one goes wide. Langley getting, being productive here in this first half. Moving the ball, makes some good runs, getting in some open spaces.
Sorry, Chad. Langley has shown some good pace on the flank out there. He's been very, very dangerous. He's gotten in behind his man several times. What they're missing is that forward that's willing to do the dirty work inside the 18 that these balls could get whipped into. And that's what I was saying to you about Torre coming too low, and then he's not in there for the balls to come back out.
Maybe Ekra is why they brought him in. Maybe he's the one that they're gonna have to do and contribute that.
Well, the word is that Torre was subbed out just from lack of production, I guess, not necessarily any sort of injury.
Sid Phillips, Amber Maluzio, Sedona Tep, and Matt Hearn. Please report between sections 4 and 5.
Pittsburgh looking to connect some passes here, which they have done from time to time. Now Harrisburg doing a great job winning the ball in the central mid. That's a handball, but a foul there for sure early on in Harrisburg. The referee having no patience tonight with some of these fouls.
And fans, on behalf of the Harrisburg City Islanders, I'd like to thank those who donated canned food to support local food pantries in the area.
Luis Roca to put the ball in play. Drives a long ball into the box. Calvano with a volley, with a great volley from outside the 18, just missing the mark.
Goal kick.
So goal kick here for the Islanders.
Highmark Blue Shield is proud to sponsor soccer
in our 39th minute, still 0-0.
Neither team really wanting to open up yet, Chad.
Yeah,
neither team really wanting to take the risk just yet.
Neither team has really, like you said, forced the issue at all yet, is what it is. We've had a couple through balls, but nothing real dangerous yet. There you see Ekra starting to get some work in there. Marshall coming hard. Plays this one off the side. We'll have a throw-in now for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Andrew Marshall out of Winfield, Illinois.
I'm a Midwest guy myself. I've never heard of Winfield, Illinois, and I'm from Missouri. I've never heard of Winfield.
Really? You're from Missouri?
I'm from Missouri, buddy.
I didn't know you were from Missouri. I thought you were from St. Louis.
One and the same, brother. One and the same.
One and the same.
St. Louis is soccer capital of the world. You can ask Coach Betcher that. That's where he's from as well.
Ball down this near side. Calvano now sends this one in, but Nunez is off. No, they're not going to call him off. He's on. Boy, he looked like he was at least a step or two off.
Chad, to be fair, and as I'm watching that play develop, he stepped up right as the ball was being delivered. So the timing was exquisite on his part. Unfortunately, Nunez does not have that breakaway pace that Pittsburgh needs up on top. And that ball in was a tremendous ball, played to his right side. He turns on it, just did not have enough on it to be dangerous.
And he's had several opportunities already this season. Of course, he came in with 14 shots on the season already into this game, but there we're seeing maybe they're not the quality shots that you know, and why he hasn't scored much.
Yeah, agreed. You know, shots like that are not gonna beat the quality of the goalkeeper that are in this league.
Exactly. Hard tackle there by Marshall, but Pittsburgh on the restart, they try to send it to that far side, nothing there. Pittsburgh, of course, looking for a card on that tackle, but
I think the official so far has done a nice job of trying to keep and maintain control. And he's done a nice job with that.
And stay out of the way.
Yeah.
That one sliding dive to get out of the way of Pelletier.
Yep.
So we're in our 41st minute, 0-0. We're going to pause so we can hear again from one of our sponsors.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
Thank you to Dauphin County and PHFA for sponsoring the City Islander Soccer's coverage here on Invicta Sports all summer long. 12 games we'll be bringing to you here on USL Live and on RTV 27. Ball knocked down there. Pelletier with it. Pelletier flicks it ahead. Ecker trying to bring it down and does. Ecker with a nice touch to bring that down. Looking for Langley far side. Langley comes up with it. Has Duckett. Langley will make the turn. No, waits. Now he'll settle it down. Duckett with it now for the Islanders. Duckett sends this one down for Langley. Langley's going to try and get there to keep it in. He cannot. Be a throw-in for Pittsburgh.
I would say Harrisburg has had the better of the possession here in the first half of this match, Chad. And
definitely.
And, you know, again, the scoring opportunities have kind of come a little bit far and few between. They've had some decent balls inside the mix, and nothing super dangerous other than the one that I thought that Pelletier should have called Langley off. That was one that's a side footer back in that. And, of course, I shouldn't negate Welker's shot from outside. That
Absolutely.
was a great shot, but that was a little more from distance opposed to getting inside the 18. They have to do a better job of getting in the 18. And I go back to what we talked about with Touré. I mean, we talked about, remember him going a good 25, 30 minutes in the past, and tonight he basically did that. He went 36 minutes, and maybe he was out of gas, and that's why they removed him, because there was no reason other than maybe lack of production. They pulled him out.
And, of course, they just got done playing. They played 2 games last week, and then they played again, they played against Richmond just past over the weekend. They played to a 2-2 tie, so that was a hard-fought battle. So he maybe rested some injuries or some, been knocked around a little bit, nursing some of those nagging injuries. You know what I mean?
And that could be. But generally, when you come out only 36 minutes into a match, there's generally a reason for that. And
exactly.
It's not when there's no re-entry in the professional level.
And especially when neither team has scored, so there hasn't been anything that's developed that makes you need to change your game plan yet.
Agreed, but again, it was an interesting topic. I think from the beginning of the broadcast that he started, because most of the matches that we did last year, he did not start. And he impacted the match when he came on. So, and generally that's because the other team's a little bit more fatigued. It's late in the game. He's fresh. So matching him up with a fresh set of backs, that's definitely doesn't look like it's in his best interest at the moment, or the team's best interest.
And he did start that first game here on the island when Charlotte was in town.
And sometimes, you're not, as a forward, you're not always starting your best players. I mean, when you're in a game like this, you're not always starting your best players. You are sometimes trying to get that matchup that when they are a little fatigued, that you bring in one of your studs that can run at them. And, it's a mind game. And it's hard.
It's a chess match.
It is. And as a coach, you're trying to feel it out. As a player, you always want to start. But if you understand that role and that dynamic of the game,
ball driven in by Castle, and that one flicked on by the Islanders. They're going to call that a goal kick. It looked like it went off the Islander defender. And that's going to be the whistle. We played just an extra 26 seconds for our half. And Larry taking a look at this first half, going into the locker room. You're 0-0, so for Pittsburgh, who's struggling a little bit, that's a plus for them. For Harrisburg right now, who has basically winning the possession game right now, has not been able to produce anything up top. Do you make changes right away at halftime, or do you just stick with the one change you've made so far if you're Harrisburg, and do you make any changes if you're Pittsburgh?
If I'm Pittsburgh, first thing I do is I'm trying to tell my team, listen, we're trying to play some of these longer balls. We don't have the pace to match up with their back, so let's keep a little bit shorter and try to combine on top of the 18. If I'm Harrisburg, I just made my change, so I stick with that for the next 15 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if Eckler comes in and impacts the game. Obviously, he's got to get his feet underneath him, which he's doing. I stick with that. After a while, then I may have to look to make some changes, because right now, neither team has been overly productive in the offensive third.
Gotcha. Well, we're knotted at 0 here from the Skyline Sports Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. You're watching it all here on Invicta Sports and USL Live. Stay with us. Our halftime show coming up next.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing and Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
CDFullDayCamps.com. Charlie Fortney's amazing full-day summer sports and activity camps. 2nd through 8th graders. 10-week option. Only $140 per week. Soccer, baseball, basketball, and more. CDFullDayCamps.com.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
The neurologist said you will lose the ability to swallow, to breathe. You will die. I asked the neurologist, why? If we could transplant hearts, couldn't we also replace damaged motor neurons?
Jennifer devoted the last 6 years of her life to wiping out ALS. Project ALS has created a new paradigm for disease research.
We know the goal. We want to get a cure for ALS.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
And welcome back to the Skyline Sports Complex. We're at the half here, 0-0 between Pittsburgh and Harrisburg. Larry, not a lot going on, but we'll take a look at some of the highlights from our first half here. Couple opportunities on both ends of the field. Harrisburg, of course, with more possession. With the first one here, Nunez, top of the box, waiting, tries to thread this one through. It'll come all the way back across near this far post. Nice flick on header, goes up over the bar. Great job getting to the net was Matt Castle on that.
Yeah, he did. He did well.
Got a corner kick here. Ball's going to come out. Langley, nice touch on it, brings it down, gets a shot off. That one tipped up over the bar by Hunter Gilstrap. Another good opportunity for the Islanders there. And then they come right back again here, far side. Torrey trying to get down inside and just doesn't really get a good strike on that one. Again, Gilstrap able to take that one in. Yeah. Ball down outside here. Noon with it. Noon takes a strike here, ball fading away, and Gilstrap again coming up big for Pittsburgh. Here we see Basso on this near side, serves it to that far side. Ambici trying to bring it down, can't. This ball inside the box, and right now, this is Pittsburgh at the other end. This one's going to go all the way across to that far box as well, and just out of bounds as coming in to try and get a play on that one was Costanzo for Pittsburgh. So at the half, 0-0, but should be an interesting second half, depending on which team comes out and actually wants to attack and wants to actually take this one home. Both teams kind of a little reserved in that first half.
You know, in Pittsburgh's defense, they're away from home. So really, you know, if they get the point out of this by taking a tie, they're not going to be all that disappointed.
No, not at all.
And they'll hang on and see if they can't string this thing apart at the end. Harrisburg is the one that really has their back against the wall here. I think Harrisburg needs to come out in the second half, you know, with both guns barreling, because really this is their home. They want to put a good product in the field. They want to be exciting. They want to pinch this team back on their heels. And if they can do so and get that result that they need, then that will electrify, thank you, Chad, the crowd here.
Exactly.
You don't want Pittsburgh to score first, obviously, and deflate the crowd in any way, shape, or form.
And we talked about in the pregame how important it is for the USL teams to win at home. It's a tough league.
Yeah.
And when you got to go on the road, you know, they're long trips. You're getting off the bus and playing, you know, just within a couple hours of getting off the bus. So when you're at home, you got to win those victories. So
no question.
So we're here in the island. It's at halftime here. Stay with us. Lots more action to come. Find out more about us by going on our Twitter page. You can go at Invicta Video to follow our tweets and figure out what's going on with Invicta, or like us on Facebook, facebook.com/InvictaHD. You can find out what's going on, see pictures of different events that we cover, as well links to all the videos that you can get from us on YouTube as well. Also, we'd like to mention USL Live is on UNation this year. That's where you're watching us this year for all of our live games. The league's official online video channel. Check them out at usllive.com and UNation. UNation, are you a citizen of the USL Nation? Come join us at uslnation.com. Visit USL Pro on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Pro, where you can find out everything that's happening, stats and information around the league as well. Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively at uslsoccer.com. Umbro is also a big part of the USL Pro this year. Umbro, true soccer since 1924. For more information on Umbro, go to www.umbro.com.
And while we're at it, let's extend a happy birthday wish.
Come support the City Islanders. Coming up, they've got another game this weekend. To purchase tickets, contact the City Islanders by calling them, I should say, at 717-441-GOAL or www.cityislanders.com. Also, the next home game will be Saturday, May 19th, as the Dayton Dutch Lions come into town. The kickoff for that one is 6 o'clock, not 7, so it's a little bit earlier. Make sure you get out here and support your Harrisburg City Islanders. So we're at the half. It's 0-0. Hope you enjoyed our first half coverage. Come back. We've got an exciting one for you right here in Invicta Sports and USL Live.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing and Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
CDFullDayCamps.com. Charlie Fortney's amazing full-day summer sports and activity camps. 2nd through 8th graders. 10-week option. Only $140 per week. Soccer, baseball, basketball, and more. CDFullDayCamps.com.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking. Exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
The neurologist said you will lose the ability to swallow, to breathe. You will die. I asked the neurologist, why? If we could transplant hearts, couldn't we also replace damaged motor neurons?
Jennifer devoted the last 6 years of her life to wiping out ALS. Project ALS has created a new paradigm for disease research.
We know the goal. We want to get a cure for ALS.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Advanced Tubes Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Tubes offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Tubes has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
And welcome back to the island here as we are underway for our second half. Ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have our first corner kick of the second half for the Islanders. That'll be their 6th of the game. So the corner kick down to our right. It'll be Pelletier to take the kick here. We start the second half knotted at 0. We'll see what changes come about here. Headed on by Calvano and out of play. And I'm telling you, I've said this for years, I cannot get over how many head balls he wins. And he is not the tallest one in the center of that box there. He just has tremendous vertical leaping ability.
And his timing is impeccable.
Yes.
You know, you're right, he gets up, but boy, his timing is just impeccable.
Ball driven in, inside the box, and that one flicked on. Another shot here by Torre. Check that, rather, Eckler. Actually, it was Torre over the ball and just sent that one up over top of the net.
Substitution for the Riverhounds.
Oh, I checked that back. That was not Torrey. That was that Bassel that got in there, got that shot off, I think. So we'll take a look here. I apologize, you're right, Torrey is out of the game. It was Langley that got the shot. Looking at it over some of our stats and stuff here. We'll bring those to you shortly. Our next goal kicker, so we'll take a look at the first half stats.
One would have to think that Calvano every morning does plyometrics before he eats breakfast.
Yeah, exactly.
That young man is got springs for feet.
All down inside. Harrisburg doing a good job coming right out in the second half and adding the pressure immediately. Something they needed to do in that first half, and they definitely stepped it up for the second half. I think we're going to see a faster pace here for the second half, and Harrisburg's they're going to go after that win now.
Well, I think Bill got in the halftime and said, "Hey, boys, we're at home.
Yeah,
exactly. We need to lift the level here. We're at home. This is our home. We need to protect this, and we need to step on the gas."
Ball pops up and off from BG as he's tossed to the ground. No call though. Sent out to the far side now. And Moo is in the game for Pittsburgh, so one of the changes that came about in that first half. We'll take a look, and BG has that ball come through. He's called offsides on the through ball. We'll have a restart here for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. You see our score 0-0 here in our 48th minute of play. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports, as well on RTV 27 in the Central Pennsylvania area. And thanks to all of our viewers watching on USL Live. I want to say a big hello to my father in Messina, New York. My dad went out and finally got himself an iPad. He's not a computer user or anything. Got an iPad, wasn't quite sure what to do with it. I told him he can watch the games, and he is a convert now as he tunes in now to watch the games from Messina, New York, and gets a chance to see some great USL Pro action here from the Skyline Sports Complex. And happy to have him watch it. Of course, people all around the country. We get all kinds of comments from military personnel and people around the country that tune in to watch their favorite teams when they come and play on the island, and we enjoy hearing the feedback through our Facebook page and through email. And you can find out everything that we do here in Invicta Sports. We do all kinds of events. We do college football. We do the professional soccer, arena football. We do high school sports in our area. Anything that has to do with television and multi-camera, and there we go. The Islanders have their first goal of the game, but offsides down inside, and it's going to be called back. And I tell you what, getting all the way up was Tom Brandt, got a great strike on it, and I think it was JT Noon that was in there.
He was a step off. He was just in behind, and actually the ball would have probably gotten in without his touch. But
the ball comes out right there, and I couldn't see who it was. Yes, it was JT Noon that was deep in there and in an offsides position and redirect it in the goal. It was going in. If he didn't play it, it would have been a goal, but either way, it's called back.
I think Tommy was a little upset because he didn't want him to touch it. He knew it was his first goal coming, and as you see his hands go right over his head, that's such a demoralizing feeling.
Absolutely. You see that wide open corner, and you play it just like you want. But you also like, as a coach, seeing somebody like Noon getting to the ball and getting to the net. Duckett with it now. Sends it in for Langley. Langley outside for Noon. Noon holds it up. Still with it. Loses it. Now comes up with the ball, and we're going to have a foul charge against Noon and some pushing and shoving. We've seen this before from Pittsburgh and Harrisburg. They show their emotions on their sleeves when these two teams play, especially here in the new, as they've labeled it, the Keystone Derby. Noon coming in, I'm not sure what they're going to call here. Coming through with the cleats, won the ball. See if we can see it on the replay maybe. Looks like the referee's going to let it go, no card though. So back to put it back in play is Gilstrap. Gilstrap will send it up for Pittsburgh. Ball deep inside, that one headed away. Calvano wins it on the far side for the Riverhounds. Calvano waits, actually sends it back, and there was an overlap. Calvano able to win it. Herrera trying to send it down inside. Cleared out again here by Brandt, and we're going to have a foul charge. Actually offsides against the Riverhounds. So City Islanders will have a restart. There you see, a little frustrated there. Actually, I apologize. There you see Andrew Welker.
On June 12th at 7 o'clock p.m.
There you see our stats from the first half. Shots on goal, 3 for Pittsburgh, 6 for Harrisburg. We come all the way down 0-0 offsides. A big one foul, 7 against Harrisburg, only 2 against Pittsburgh. Corner kick, 6 for Harrisburg. So a little bit uneven there, looking at the advantages for Harrisburg in terms of shots, but fouls as well. No cards handed out yet in this game, so nobody in the books.
The longer this game stays 0-0, the tighter it's going to get for these guys.
Ball sent in. Ekra was there. It flicked on by a defender for Pittsburgh. Looked like getting in there was Cottage. And now Pittsburgh's going to be able to drive this one out. They do. Comes all the way out now for Nunez. Nunez taken down hard, and Marshall's going to be called. Nunez still down.
I didn't see too much there, to be fair with you, Chad.
Might have just got him nipped on the ankle on this one. We'll see as the ball comes out. Right here coming in. Right there. Got him just on the inside of the foot, it looks like. You're going to get that stab from the toe. Not a big foul.
No, I hate to say this after being a professional athlete for 15 years, that the game of soccer, and I know there's been a lot of people out there that are not going to like this comment, but has gotten to the point where every little tip and nip and everything else is magnified. And you know, we used to die to come off the field. We didn't want to show we were hurt. We wanted to play. And these guys today get clipped or touched or hurt, and they're looking for fouls. And I understand that that's a part of the game.
Yes.
But I'm one to earn it. If you're going to get fouled, make sure it's a foul. Don't get tipped and then you're looking for a restart outside the 18. I mean, that's frustrating. And as a viewer, and a connoisseur of the game, I certainly can understand when people say, well, there's just so many fouls, there's so many this, and it's boring. And, well, I understand where they're coming from. If they don't understand the game, they're going to say that.
Exactly. There's 2 players now, and one I really like, and it's not for the reasons you probably think, but Messi is one of my favorite players, not because he's a tremendous goal scorer and what he does on the ball, but more importantly, he never dives.
You don't see it.
Messi, he prides himself on beating players, and if he gets taken down, he's really taken down. You know what I mean?
I totally agree.
You know, and then you take a look at a player like Ronaldo. Now, you know, Ronaldo scores a lot of goals because he draws a lot of fouls, because he's an outstanding actor. And both are good at what they do, you know what I mean? But you're right. I think I'm probably going to catch a lot for this, but I like watching the women's national program and all the women's, whether it's a World Cup or whatnot, because you don't get that diving like you do in the men's game. They tend to play a little bit more. Now, it's getting a little bit more, you know, like the men's game, but not as much. And I think that's why I like watching the women's game, because they play harder through those fouls. You know what I mean?
And to some degree, Chad, some of the reasons for that is because...
Great opportunity here for Pittsburgh. Sorry, Larry. Down the far side. Shot taken. What a save. That was a fantastic shot there by Darren Amu. And I'm telling you, he unloaded on that one. And just getting a hand out there was Nick Noble. And he's hurt. That cranked his arm back. Watch this shot. Darren Amu from Ghana just absolutely unleashes that ball. Fantastic shot. Nick Noble goes down on the play. Looks like he's back up, but wow.
What a great shot. You know what? What a great counter.
Yeah.
You know, Herrera plays him in perfectly weighted ball. What a great counter that was.
So we're going to have a corner kick. This will be the first corner kick of the game for Pittsburgh. We have not seen them have a corner yet, and that just goes to show you how often they've gotten up and around that goal. Ball sent in, and Noble comes out and gathers that one. And probably one of the best opportunities of the game right there. Of course, down here, Brandt having that one taken back, but that right there was just a tremendous ball played to the corner, and Amu did a great job of settling it and just unleashed a rocket. Noon sends it back for Langley. Langley waits, takes it to the end line, cuts it back in. Langley's still with it, and now they'll clear it out. Pittsburgh is getting a foot on that one and moving it out was Harada. Langley and Harada are going to go at it. Who's down in the back here? It looks like Welker is down inside the box for Harrisburg, still down. And Pittsburgh still with control up front. Pittsburgh in the center of the field, stepping in, takes a shot. Save made there by Noble. And getting the shot off there was Richard Costanzo for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And Welker is up, but Ginger to walk back, try and get back into this. Here's Pittsburgh again. Harada plays it to the far side. Pittsburgh starting to pick it up a little bit here, Larry.
Well, you know what? They're smelling a little bit of blood with Walker out of the play. And, you know, they've had a good counter. They felt good about that. They have a little confidence, and, of course, now they want to press a little bit.
Flunder played it back for Cottage, who sends it over for Calvano now. Pittsburgh working the far side of the field. They'll check it back once more here.
This is better for Pittsburgh. They're
Definitely
starting to find feet. They're connecting.
Nunez for Harada. Harada in the center here. Shot taken, and that one blocked. And again, another hard shot taken there by Amu, who has come in the game here for Pittsburgh and has really added a spark here in this second half. Flunder with it in the corner, trying to work it in. Still with it along the end line. Drives it to the far post, but no one there for Pittsburgh. This one will run off the sidelines.
Oh, this is exactly the shot in the arm that they needed, Pittsburgh. Amu has come in and has just been a spark plug and has been ripping balls with his left foot and has been involved and has impacted the game.
Absolutely.
Like he was supposed to.
He's attacking the defense of the Harrisburg City Islanders right now, and it's causing some havoc back there. Welker is still down. I think we're going to see Welker lead the game. He looks like he may have taken a knock that you know, usually when a player looks at the acting part of it, you can tell that he's in some pain, that he took a real knock there, and I think we're going to have a substitution here in a moment. Yes, we will. So coming out of the game, I think, is going to be Welker. And Drew Yates will come in from Severance Park, Maryland.
You know, I think Welker, Chad, was by far their best player last year.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he
had
did a great job. You know, I think he was in every which way, shape, or form. He was their back, their midfield, their forwards. I mean, he played every position for him. He was successful at it. Scored quite a few goals. You know, I don't recall him really dealing with much injuries last year. So, you know, when a kid like that goes down, he's hurt.
Welker, I think, was one of the ones that did have some surgery on during the offseason on a knee and also on a wrist. So he had some surgery to take care of some of that stuff in the offseason. But you're right, he had just a tremendous year. Of course, a local product again from Central Pennsylvania, out of Mechanicsburg. And he comes off with that injury. So we'll see how that changes that midfield for the Islanders, because he's a steady player in the midfield for them, a strong attacker, gets to the net, defends well, ball sent ahead. Here's Yates inside the box. Yates lets a shot go. Save made there, and Pittsburgh clears it out. Again, coming up strong, Gilstrap. Another shot taken, and Gilstrap with a save. He has been absolutely phenomenal for Pittsburgh tonight.
Let me tell you, that young man is sprawling from post to post, fingertip rolling balls everywhere.
Absolute fantastic shot. We'll have a corner kick. We'll watch this on the far side. Ball comes back. Basso sends it ahead. Ball left down here, and Yates will work it to that far side for MBG, and he keeps his run. Yates makes his run down inside as the ball is sent down in and over.
Right away, Chad, Yates has impacted this game. He comes in the game, first 2 minutes, good run in, good service, good connecting passes. And then, of course, and right after that, you have Noon that hits a rocket to the back post, and Gilchrist with a tremendous save.
You see Yates right there from Maryland, a local, I would consider that a local product here for, you know, Central.
He played at the University of Maryland, came in last year. They looked for high things from him. He blew his knee out, had the surgery, came back, and now looks as good as new.
Ball headed on. Noon will settle it in the center of the field. We played 60, we're in our 60th minute, I should say. 0-0 still between Harrisburg and Pittsburgh. We will pause to hear from some of our sponsors.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking. Exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
And welcome back. An injury on the far side of the field. Don't know who it is that's down. Can't see the number from here. Is it 14? Looks like it might be 4. It is 14. See, Tabaka is down. We'll take a look and see what happened here. Oh, that was the shot from Noon. I'm telling you, Hunter Gilstrap for Pittsburgh out of Asheville, North Carolina has been absolutely tremendous tonight for them. He has stopped a couple good opportunities. As there you see Seth Tabaka down. He is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Looks like maybe a shoulder injury. Not quite sure, but he is very slow to get up. Looks like he's holding his shoulder, left shoulder. Not sure if maybe a collarbone injury there or not, Larry.
I don't recall seeing what happened that he went down. They played a quick restart right away, so of course my attention focused to where the ball went, so I don't know what actually took him down.
We'll take a look at it again, the replay on the injury here. The ball comes in. Oh, yeah, you know what? 2 players, I'm not sure who that was, but fell right on top of him. He may have broke a collarbone the way he fell. You know, you see that in football sometimes. The player goes down, another player lands right on top of that shoulder. That's not a good injury right there, and he is definitely very slow to come off the field. We will have a substitution. Coming into the game will be Stefan Lundberg for Tabaka. Man, he is in a lot of pain right there. In our 63rd minute of play, 0-0. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports. Bring you all the action, and also on USLLive.com. USL Live and USL Nation. USL Live on USL Nation is the league's official online video channel. Check out more than 80 USL Pro games on USLLive.com. So it's Tabaka just about off the field here. We'll get started. So about 2.5 minutes of stoppage time, I'm sure will be added on to the end of this game.
I'm going to go as far as 4, Chad, to be fair.
Might be. Tabaka off now, and hopefully that young man does not have a serious injury. It does not look good right now, but hopefully he will be able to recover quickly for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Good player for him. Another player out of Pennsylvania here, just back in the game, Lundberg. Ball drifted down inside, headed on by Calvano, and then the Islanders able to clear it out. Langley with it now. Langley down this near side. Langley with a burst of speed. In the middle for JT Noon now. Noon has Mbiji to the far side, and Mbiji has that one taken away by Castle, doing a great job stepping up for Pittsburgh. Long ball now for Amu, and off his line coming out is Noble to play that one away. Pace of this game has picked up since that first half.
Well, if you look at their shape, everything's opened up now. The midfields are stretched, the backs are stretched, everything's wide open. So now the Harrisburg City Islanders, their pace could impact the game.
Nice ball there by Eckler to Langley. Great takedown by Langley, too, to settle that ball and keep his speed. Yates near the top of the box. Not sure where that one was going. I think maybe he was looking to try and bend that one far post, but hit it, and that one's going to go off the end line for a goal kick here for Pittsburgh.
Well, if he's going to hit that ball, Chad, he's going to have to absolutely open up and hit that ball. That ball being bent to the back post from 25 yards out, it certainly isn't going to beat Gilchrist tonight, for sure.
Yeah, not the way he's been playing, that's for sure.
No.
So Gilstrap will take the kick here.
PNC Bank to help you achieve your financial goals. Stop by today at 2330
Ball headed on by Marshall. In the center for Noon now. Noon trying to settle it down. Instead taken away by Costanza. Costanzo sends it ahead for Harada. Harada for Amu, now Nunez. Nunez with it for Pittsburgh. For Harada again. Now this one driven down in for Amu. Amu, he's going to be called offsides on the play.
That was close. He was hugging the touch line. That was close.
Definitely. Here you see our Invicta truck and some of our crew on hand here. Thanks to our camera guys tonight. Chris Devine, Nick Devine, and Marcus Williams, and in the truck, Jackson Lattimore doing all of our graphics and stats and commercials. Josh Edwards doing all of our replays and highlights, and Kevin Stith getting his first crack at directing. And we throw him right in the mix tonight, directing professional soccer for Invicta. And they're all doing a great job. We appreciate it. Of course, Larry Julius and myself, Chad Edwards, calling the action for you tonight. And all of us really enjoy bringing you USL soccer and the Harrisburg City Islanders all summer long on USL Live and on RTV 27. I know Larry and I talk about it all season long, and when it finally gets here, we can't wait for it to get here. We enjoy doing this. Ball sent ahead by Marshall. Is it going to stay in play? No, it is not. There you see Ekra getting in the mix. Umbro, true to soccer since 1924. For more information, visit www.umbro.com. Umbro, a proud supporter of USL Pro Soccer. Ball down in, Marshall will get there first, knocks it off the sidelines. Over to take the throw now will be Veras for, to check that rather, I apologize, that's Lundberg. He'll leave it for Calvano now, Anthony Calvano. Quick throw down in. Trying to work it across for Costanzo. Costanzo still with it for Pittsburgh. Near the top of the box, that one knocked away. Shot taken, and that one's just gonna go wide of the mark though, as Flunder steps in there trying to get a nice strike on that one off of Costanzo's pass.
Flunder's got to bring that ball back across the back in the air. He had very, very, very poor angle, and hitting it with the outside of his left foot certainly was not the answer on that one. If they wanted anything out of that, they needed to come back across to the back post.
And BG takes the ball down on the far side, leaves it back now for Basso. Noon in the center now for Yates. Yates quickly here for Ekra. Nice touches here on the ball for the Islanders, trying to put some stuff together. Ekra forced off the ball. Good defensive play there for Pittsburgh. Able to come up with it. They'll slow it down as they play the ball back. Ball driven ahead now by Flunder. This one's going to be too long, though, for anybody up top, and the Islanders will be able to settle it down and restart here in the back. Marshall with it. Plays this near side for Langley. It's going to be too long and out of play. In our 69th minute, still knotted at 0. Both teams with some opportunities at each end. I tell you what, Hillstrap has kept the Islander checked at Pittsburgh in this game, but at the other end, Noble had to make a fantastic save off of Amu's strike on that left side. Otherwise, we'd have had a 1-1 game or whatnot, but this second half has definitely opened up from what we saw in that first half. Very slow first half, not a lot happening. The second half, though, both teams have opened it up, and we're seeing an exciting game here. I think we're in for an exciting finish.
Well, looks like Bill is starting to open things up. He's bringing in some more subs, get some fresh legs in here. It looks to me that the owner, Eric Pettis, his young son, Garrett Pettis, will be entering the game. Obviously a good goal scored on Lipscomb University, and I'm sure they're looking for him tonight to earn the result here for Harrisburg.
Take a look at the replay on the far side on the foul. The ball comes down inside and moving it out there. Actually, the foul was right there. Coming together, number 11, Brandt for the City Islanders, and look like Amu. For Pittsburgh, we'll have our substitutions here. It looks like Langley's going to exit the game, or is Langley coming off?
Yeah, Langley's entering, coming off. It looks like Mbji's coming to the right side.
So Langley is off. Malore is going in for him now. Mbji is coming off, and Pettis will enter the game for him. Malore was active in the game against Charlotte. He's out of the UK. And, of course, Pettis. Check that rather. Garrett Pettis, a local product here out of the Harrisburg market. Got a foul there. The Islanders will have a quick restart. Pelletier trying to drive it to that far side, trying to get there as Malore. Malore blocks that one. Now Pettis trying to get there. Pettis almost getting to that ball, so Malore and Pettis quickly getting right in the mix. And Pelletier trying to open things up on the far side. Calvano climbing the ladder over the top. No call on the play. Here's Pettis with it, trying to settle it down. Pittsburgh on the far side. Nice run here for Pittsburgh as that one's blocked and it will go off the end line. Do you see what number that was there? Number 9 again. There's Lundberg for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Great run down that far side. Good burst of speed.
Well, he's absolutely impacted the game since he's come in as well. And this will be interesting now. Now it's a coaching duel. Now that's what subs will impact the game for me, what subs will bring this game home.
Looking down, they're still taking a look at Sidabaka's shoulder. And I don't think that looks very good for the young man.
No,
it's too bad.
I'd like to get an injury update. To be honest with you, it looks like he either broke or has separated his collarbone.
Ball driven in there. And able to come up with that one was Nick Noble. The Islanders strike or come out again. Here's Yates with it. Yates has Noon on the outside. Ahead for Noon now. Yates will make the overlap. Noon drives it to the far side for Malore. Flicked on by Calvano. And here comes Pittsburgh the other way. There's Lundberg again with it. Stops, checks it up, holds up, has Harada in the center. Able to get it there? No, as it's stolen away by Ekra. So good back and forth right now. Nice ball. That one fed in now for Ekra. Ekra inside. Takes a shot and a save made there by Gilstrap. And Ekra is going to be called on the push on the back. So a nice through ball there by Yates to get Ekra in and have the opportunity. Here you see the ball sent in by JT Noon actually to Yates and then back to Ekra. And Ekra fighting hard in there. And I tell you what a tremendous job by Hunter Gilstrap. He comes way off his line and cuts down that angle. Gives absolutely no opportunity for Ekra to get the ball up in the air or anything. He just had to drive it and hope it got through.
Chad, it was a great combination by Harrisburg on top of the D. Gilchrist once again, man of the match for me.
He's been outstanding. Here's Ekra again with it. Ekra outside for Noon. Noon still with it. Takes a shot, and this one's going to go up and out of play. Tell you what, Malore and Pettis have come off the bench, and they've just injected some energy into this. And Ekra, in the last minute and a half to 2 minutes, has just taken a shot of I don't know what, and has just picked up the pace here.
Well, absolutely. I mean, they've impacted the game. Again, what you want from your subs. I mean, they've all done well. So far, I mean, Harrisburg has had the better chances. You know, they have to capitalize, but boy, when you have Gilchrist between the pipes, he is absolutely not going to go down without a fight.
Ball sent up and out of play. We're in our 73rd minute. We're going to take a pause. Don't go anywhere. We'll hear from the sponsors.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
Throwing on this near side of the field here for the Islanders. Duckett sends a long throw here. Comes right to Ekra. Ekra still with it. Ekra fighting hard. Nice touch on the ball. Nice job doing a shielding against the defender as well. Yates will switch it up to the far side now. Basso sent it ahead, trying to get it back. Here's Pettis with it. Ahead for Basso. Nice ball by Pettis. Basso on the far side, inside the box, trying to switch it back. Shot taken, and that one goes off the crossbar, I think. Or did that go off of Ekra in front?
Chad, I have to be honest with you, it looked like it hit
Ekra in the head, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Boy, what a great play on the far side, though.
And I had just said to you, I said it'd be nice to see Pettis score the game winner for them.
What a great play on the far side. Basso making the overlap run. Look at this, down inside after he got the pass from Pettis. Gives it back. It did. It went off the face of Ekra. What an unlucky opportunity there for Pettis to score his first game on the island.
Which could have been the game winner for Harrisburg.
Exactly. Wow, what a
But you know, Chad, going back to the combination, Pettis slips in, Basso very nice, and Basso returns the favor by giving him a good ball back, and Pettis didn't disappoint by striking a great ball on frame, and unfortunately, Ekra's going to wake up in the morning, he's going to feel that one on the side of his head.
That was a great strike from Pettis. Two unlucky opportunities down for the Islanders. One, we've got Brandt that's going to score his first goal, and TJ Noon touches it. JT Noon, I say, touches it in an offsides position, and then you've got Pettis to score his first goal on the island, and And unfortunately, he hits his own player in the face standing on the goal line.
You couldn't have scripted that.
We don't have an official injury update for Sidabaka, but he does have a sling on, which is never a good sign. So hopefully we wish that young man the best and hope that he recovers quickly and is able to get back out on the pitch and participate in helping his Pittsburgh Riverhounds put some wins on the board the rest of the season.
Unfortunately, the way he looks right now, I don't look like he'll re-enter this game. Be playing in the next few weeks.
Right, exactly. Ball driven down in, it's going to come past. The only player up front was Nunez in the box. And here's the Islanders on the counter here. The Islanders quickly ahead. Here's Pettis with it now. Pettis waits, stops, checks up. Still with it. Now in for Duckett now. Duckett. Touches it by, and that one's going to be kept in, though, by Pittsburgh. Here's Pettis trying to get to that one, and Pettis working hard out there, trying to earn his time on the pitch. It's always hard. It's got to be twice as hard on a player that happens to be the son of the owner of the team, so he's got to feel like he's got to really earn his spot out there. I tell you what, he has been exciting to watch since he's come in this game.
Well, knowing Eric, I know he would expect nothing but his son to work as hard as he possibly could. He has as a youth. He coached him as a youth. He was a successful youth player, obviously, as well as in college, but
tremendous college player.
Always hardworking. Obviously turned into a goal scorer later on in life, a bigger goal scorer. And, that young man's come back from a lot of adversity. He had several knee injuries that a lot of kids would have stopped playing. I mean, he had several. One, he came back, did it again, same knee.
Wow.
But has come back and has done well, and now has worked himself into a professional team. And his last name had absolutely nothing to do with him making this roster, I can assure you that.
He had a tremendous college career.
He leads, I think he's the all-time leading goal scorer down in Lipscomb in Division I.
Yes, I think he is, yep.
Yep.
Ball in the center of the field here. Game is opened up for both teams. Ecker on the far side, trying to play it out for Malor. Malor with it. Malor trying to touch it in, loses that one, and Pittsburgh on the counter now. Harada with it. Harada waits, looks, plays it through for Nunez. Nunez inside, and a nice touch on that one by Marshall. Is it going to go off the end line? Yes, we'll have a corner kick for Pittsburgh. Nice through ball, and Nunez maybe took it towards the goal a little too early. One more step to the outside, and he would have had Marshall beat.
Harada would have been so better served if he would have saw the back post. He had Yuma going to the back post on his left foot.
Oh, what a takedown by Harada, and just puts that one over the top. Tremendous takedown off the thigh. Nice chipped in ball.
Great penetrating pass, perfectly weighted right to the thigh, and great first time ball out of the air.
Exciting game here that's opened up in the second half since about the 60th minute. The substitutions for both teams that have come in since the halftime have really sparked both squads in this game, and right now both teams fighting hard for this victory tonight. Yates plays it across for Pelletier. Pelletier, we haven't heard much of him in the second half. Heard a lot of them in the first half, but some of the other players have stepped up. Always a steady player in the center, though, for Bill Betcher, Steve Woodison. Yates sends it ahead. Ecker with it now. Ecker near the top of the box. Ecker waits, tries to send it through for Yates. And defensively, Pittsburgh doing a good job of clogging up the middle. Marshall sends it out for Duckett. Back for Marshall now. Marshall's going to drive this one down the middle intended for Pettis. Stepping up on that one, though, and gathering in was Cottage for Pittsburgh. Yates with it now. Yates waits, stops. Pelletier trying to work it in. Ball stolen away there by Castle, and it'll be played out of bounds. USL Pro is on Facebook. Visit them at facebook.com/USL Pro. Facebook and the USL Pro. Pittsburgh on the far side now, trying to work it in. Ball comes back for Calvano. Calvano chips this near the back post. It's going to come to Nunez, who just drives it all the way back across. They're going to call him offsides, though. Or no, actually they're going to call it out of bounds for a goal kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Tonight's official attendance is...
So we'll have a restart here for the City Islanders. Nick Noble out of Charleston, West Virginia. Noble drives this one up. Noon will come over to play it. Lets it bounce, and that's going to go off of him and out of play. Noon looking for the push. Flunder quickly sends it in now for Amu. Amu turns it. Nunez, he was looking for Nunez to make a run. Nothing there. It'll come all the way back now for Noble. And Harrisburg will restart as they switch to the far side now.
Please enter the field between sections 4 and 5 to meet your favorite City Island players.
Up front now, here's Pettis, sends it in for Malor. Pettis inside the box, lets his shot go, and a save made there by Gilstrap. Pettis having to try and weasel that one in with the outside of the right foot, but a good strike.
Well, you know what, he showed some great strength. He was getting held, and all he had was the outside of his right foot. Showed some great strength on that to get the shot off.
And that's actually a replay from earlier on when the foul was called against Pettis. We got a throw-in on this near side, and we also have a substitution. Zizzy will come into game now for the City Islanders, and he gives a rest to JT Noon. For Colin Zizzy from Carlisle, PA, another local product.
He replaces number 16, JT Noon. Final substitution in the 83rd minute.
Ball comes up, out of play. Throwing on the near side now for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Mark Blue Shield is proud to sponsor soccer and invites you to find out more about the
Flunder will take the throw. Wade sends it down the line for Nunez. Nunez trying to get a turn. Zizzy trying to get there, comes back now. Long ball that far side is going to come all the way through. Is it going to stay in play? Yes, it does. Good hustle on the far side there by Lundberg. Lundberg still with it. Shot taken as that one goes over by Amu this time. So we are in our 83rd minute.
What a great turn, Chad. Top of the box, and Amu just ropes one. If that's anywhere on frame, that's trouble.
Absolutely. 83rd minute, 0-0 still. We'll pause so you can hear from some of our sponsors.
It's here, whether you enjoy hunting or fishing, discovering history or cutting-edge technology.
It's here. From delicious chocolate to professional sports, wild roller coasters to endless shopping.
It's here. From fine dining to home-style cooking, exciting nightlife to small-town charm. Dauphin County has it all.
No surprise we were voted the 12th most livable region in the nation.
It's here. You should be here too.
For 40 years, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency has helped people with their housing needs, and we continue to innovate. Our home mortgage programs offer new, more competitive interest rates and down payment and closing cost assistance. Plus, we've kept our most popular features like free homebuyer education and exceptional customer service for the life of your loan. Visit our website or give us a call. We offer home mortgages that fit your budget. We're PHFA. Welcome home.
Got a restart here. Pelletier over the ball. Moo with the foul and carded as well on the play. So we're in our 85th minute of play. Of course, we had the stoppage for Sidabaka's injury to the shoulder, so we'll have to wait and see how much stoppage time there's. Ball served in, and that one headed away and out of play. We'll have a corner kick for the Islanders.
That's an interesting call.
Yeah, at first they called it a...
I thought they were actually going to award him a 6, a goal kick.
That's what I thought too. I think he did it first, and then he took a look over at his linesman who had set a corner kick. Time ticking away here. If the Islanders need to try and put one in the back of the net, they've had some opportunities, especially lately, because Pittsburgh has picked it up in the second half as well, and Amu has been very effective up top there for them. So Pelletier to serve this one in. Drives it inside the box. That one by Gilstrap, and then headed away by Amu right there.
The one mistake Gilstrap makes all game almost cost him by mispunching a ball.
Exactly. Islanders have to bring it all the way back, and Pittsburgh dropped everybody in for that corner kick. They did not want to give up a goal on that corner kick. Here's Malore with it now. Malore near this near side. Tries to get it to Duckett. Nothing there. Malore still fighting hard. Costanzo too as well. Nice battle between the two of them. Pettis trying to get there. Pettis inside. Has that one knocked away just at the last minute, but a great run by Garrett Pettis to get inside there. Ball comes from Malore, and Harada able to play that away for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh next this one, check that, sends that one ahead. And again, that's about the third or fourth time that Nunez had chances to make runs and just basically backed off on.
I think he's out of gas, to be honest with you. He would have been one I would have probably subbed in the 65th. I don't...
Oh, great run here by Eckler. Tries to get in there, and that one picked out of the air by Hunter Gilstrap.
What a great penetrating pass. Tremendous read on Eckler's part to step up. Just unfortunate. But Gilchrist, once again, comes up big like he has all night.
Yates getting up, getting ahead on that one. Comes all the way back. Quickly sent ahead by Cottage for Pittsburgh. And then Calvano. Harada. Been busy in the midfield for the Riverhounds tonight. Pelletier trying to move it ahead. Here's Yates with it now. Yates in for Malore. Malore trying to play it outside for Eckler. Can't get it there. Here's Harada again with it. Sends it through for Nunez. Nunez near the top of the box. Nunez waits, tries to pull back. Nothing there. And still with it. Nunez will play it back now for Lundberg. Lundberg taking it to the end, and that one knocked away by Marshall. Great defensive play there. And now Lundberg takes Marshall down as that one was about to run off the sidelines.
Right there, Chad, confirms my point with Nunez. He was out of gas. He couldn't go anywhere. He should have unloaded that thing just inside the 18. He did not have the legs to go any further. And instead, he tries to bring a negative ball down, which, of course, went nowhere. So, to me, his legs are gone. Something like that, he's got to go to goal. He's in.
Yep.
And if he's not going to be able to make it, and he knows he can't, he's going to have to hit one, not withhold it and get numbers against. It made no sense.
Quick throw, far side. Here's Pettis with it now. Pettis trying to make a move. Nothing there, but it comes to Pelletier. Pelletier strikes this one. On frame here to the far side is Zizzy. Zizzy pulls it back, tries to go far post, and that one's going to go wide of the mark. So Pittsburgh at one end, and then the other end, Harrisburg with the counter here as the ball served in by Pelletier. Great ball. Zizzy trying to pull it down. Almost might have been better served cracking that one first time. Not letting the goalie get the movement all the way across and not letting the defender get there as well to defend. Maybe take that down first strike. We're in our 89th minute of play here, still 0-0. Here's Zizzy down this near side. Has Pettis with him, sends the ball through for Pettis. That one too far for him, should run off the end line here for a goal kick, and it does.
Garrett would need to initiate that run. I don't think he initiated the run. I think Zizzy saw him. Zizzy wanted to play him in.
Yep.
He waited. Garrett wasn't sure if he should go, shouldn't go. But if he initiates that run and he's on the run when that ball is played, that was a good thought. Again, they probably haven't played together that much. It's early in the season yet. Both of them coming off the bench, so they probably haven't really interacted throughout the game and have that consistency and continuity as a player yet.
Ball driven up by Gilstrap. And Marshall's going to be called for the foul as he sends a move to the surface. We're now in our 89th minute of play. Checked at our 90th, actually, so under a minute of regulation time. We'll have to wait and see what they give for the call for the extra time. Over the ball for this restart, Matt Castle. Ball driven now. Near this near post. Here's Zizzy with it. Zizzy trying to clear it out. He does for the Islanders. This one's going to stay in play. Yes, it is. It's just kept in by Castle, who switched it to the far side. Ball driven straight ahead. Basso gets ahead on that one. Comes for Pettis now. Pettis has Malore streaking down. Waits. Has Eckra. Eckra to the outside. And that one maybe, no. Eckra gets there. Drives it near that far post. Yates gets a strike on it, and Pittsburgh able to clear it out. Now Amu with it in the center of the field. Amu has Nunez to this near side. Amu with it now for Nunez. And a nice slide in there by Marshall. Marshall comes up with it, and now we're going to have a foul charge against Marshall. And the ball's going to go the other way.
That's an absolutely poor call. Marshall did a great job of reading that, winning that, won the ball first. absolute every right to be upset about that.
Let's take a look at the replay real quick on this one. Here comes Amu with it. Amu waits, sends it outside for Nunez, and Marshall actually did a great job of timing that run, came up with the ball.
Yes, he did.
I don't know about that call there.
Again, I go back to acting, Chad. I go back to these guys, you know.
Absolutely.
That's not a foul.
So we're in our 92nd minute of play. Not quite sure how much stoppage time we do have. Castle sends this one in deep. Ball headed back out by the Islanders. Here's Nunez with it again. Nunez waits. Ekra coming in hard on him. Ekra comes up with it now. Ekra's still with it, and he's pulled from behind while the restart for the Islanders. Quick restart. Here comes Ekra now. Ekra ahead for Pettis. Let's check that. Malor, rather. Malor has it. Has Pettis to the outside. Tries to play it out to him, and that one a little bit too far behind him. And on the counter, here comes Pittsburgh once again. Harada drives it to this near side for Nunez. Nunez takes it down, and they'll have to slow it down here on the attack. Ball comes all the way back now for Flunder. Flunder plays it back in the center of the field. Cottage switches it for Calvano to the far side. In our 93rd minute of play now, and our 3rd minute of stoppage time. Quickly, played ahead now. Brandt gets a foot on that one, sends it up and out of play. This will be a disappointing loss, I think, for the Islanders. They've had some great opportunities, and rightfully so for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had some really good opportunities as well, but I chalk it up to some outstanding goaltending on both ends of the field tonight. Both goalies have been in this and have made a big impact in the game, making sure that they keep it at 0-0.
They have, and obviously, Chad, Pittsburgh's goalkeeper has single-handedly kept Pittsburgh alive. This game could have been blown wide open, and he has done just a fantastic job. And Nick Noble, whatever he was called upon, was able to make those saves. So equally at the other end, he's done very well, but not nearly to the magnitude that Gilchrist has had to for Pittsburgh.
Player of the game, in my mind, definitely would have to be Hunter Gilstrap. He has been fantastic, Larry, as you mentioned. Unless somebody comes up and scores in stoppage time here, I don't think there's anybody that could take that away from him here tonight. Ball headed on, and who was it? It was Calvano, and that's it. So they play to a 0-0 tie. They play an extra 3 minutes and 22 seconds, and neither team able to find the back of the net.
That's an unfortunate result, I think, for Harrisburg. Even though they didn't lose, they certainly were in a position to win this game. I think they'll walk away from here feeling like that game was theirs to take, and they didn't take the points.
See Duckett there, you see Noble walking down. I tell you what, these two guys are about to shake hands, Noble and Gilstrap, the two goaltenders, and they both had just a tremendous game for both squads, that's for sure. So both Harrisburg and Pittsburgh will go home, I think, a little disappointed. They do take the point out, each one of them. They take the point home with them. But I think Harrisburg, for having a home game, a little bit disappointed in that. But either way, we end it with a 0-0 tie. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some quick highlights and wrap it all up here from the Skyline Sports Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
You don't think about physical therapy until you need it. When an injury occurs, think Select Physical Therapy. Select leads the way in providing patients with clinical expertise using the latest medical research and techniques. Our team provides physical and hand therapy, pre- and post-surgery, work injury rehabilitation, and much more. With several locations in the Harrisburg area, let Select return you to activity at home, work, or play. Select Physical Therapy. Recovery starts here.
Advanced Hoops Premier AAU is on the rise. 32 teams last year featuring the top boys and girls basketball players from all over the region. Advanced Hoops offers 10 to 11 player rosters, guarantees playing time, all man-to-man style play, and every player gets professional skill training along with top quality AAU tournaments. Advanced Hoops has helped over 50 high school athletes get scholarships over the last 5 years. We call it AAU with a follow-through.
Welcome back to the Skyline Sports Complex. The second half, completely different than what we saw in the first half. Exciting, explosive for both teams, opportunities on both ends of the field, but goaltending was the story in this one tonight.
No question, Chad. I mean, the goaltending for Pittsburgh was just outstanding. That young man has a bright future. If any MLS clubs are keeping an eye on him, has a tremendous future. And again, Nick Noble did a very good job for Harrisburg. Whatever saves he was called upon to make, he made tonight.
Absolutely.
You know, the second half, Chad, no question about it, the game did open up. And when the game did open up, it became very exciting. It's a very atypical professional match where each team in the first half are trying to find each other and see who's going to do what. And I think in this case, both teams did a nice job of keeping each other at bay in the first half. Second half, it was all to the wall. It was very exciting.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our coverage here on USL Live and also on RTV 27. We enjoyed bringing it to you here on Invicta Sports. It was an exciting one, plenty of opportunities and tremendous play by this gentleman. But either way, it ends up a 0-0 tie from the Skyline Sports Complex. I'm Chad Edwards for Larry Julius. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Invicta Sports.